Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on the ample challenges appertaining to maximizing your productivity. So what are the ample challenges appertaining to maximizing your productivity? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my agony, much to my distress, much to my grief, there are ample impediments, there are ample roadblocks, there are ample obstacles that stymie you, that stifle you, that impede you, that obstruct you, that encumber you from being able to maximize your productivity. One behemoth challenge associated with maximizing your productivity entails attaining the requisite knowledge to be able to maximize your productivity. It can be a Brobdingnagian challenge within itself, to be able to accrue the requisite knowledge to be able to maximize your productivity. Learning how to maximize your productivity is highly time draining. It requires a tremendous amount of time and mental bandwidth as well as stamina. It's not an easy feat to accomplish. Is it esoteric knowledge? So few people truly understand how to maximize their productivity. They do not know how to work efficaciously. They do not know how to work productively. They fritter away their time needlessly. They needlessly, imprudently, impetuously, gormlessly squander time. They do not understand how imperative, how incumbent, how pivotal, how paramount, how vital it is to leverage automation technologies to outsource tasks to. You want to be able to delegate tasks to as many automation technologies as possible. You want to be able to leverage artificial intelligences, robots, and automated processes to complete tasks on your behalf. You want to be able to liberate your time. You want to be able to hone in on the creative facets of your business. You want to be able to innovate your product lines. You want to be able to produce compelling content. You want to be able to enhance your marketing campaigns. Rudimentary tasks, menial tasks, anything that can be outsourced to artificial intelligences, robots, and automated processes should be outsourced to automation technologies. Do not shirk on doing so. Do not neglect to do so. The requisite knowledge associated with being able to maximize your productivity extends beyond the ambit of knowing how to efficaciously leverage robots, artificial intelligences, and automated processes to outsource tasks to. It also involves knowing the health optimization measures that you need to undergo, that you need to embrace so that you can attain robust, vigorous health. If your body is acutely inflamed, if your vessel is ailing, if you're chronically stressed out, chronically fatigued, chronically burnt out, and chronically inflamed, it's going to redound to your disadvantage. It's going to undermine your well-being and is going to adversely impinge on your productivity. So do everything in your purview to learn how to optimize your health. You need to have optimal, robust, vigorous health to be poised to be able to maximize your productivity. If you have poor health, it's going to compromise your ability to maximize your productivity, unfortunately. You do not want to be besieged by acute chronic stressors that remain unmitigated. You can mitigate against stressors. Most people are acutely unaware about dietary changes that they need to implement in their life to optimize their health. They do not know anything about embracing an anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, brain healthy, kidney healthy, heart healthy, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant rich, anti-glycation, alkaline, raw vegetarian diet. They do not know anything about taking vegan supplements to optimize their nutrient levels and to preempt, to stave off nutrient deficiencies. They do not know anything about engaging in heart healthy exercises. They do not know anything about engaging in quality deep sleep sessions for a prolonged period of time. You never want to succumb to ailing. You never want to succumb to a debilitating, perilous, lethal, hazardous chronic disease. You can overcome the challenge of knowing how to maximize your productivity by doing everything in your purview to efficaciously learn how to maximize your productivity. Efficaciously learning information involves being able to apply the information. If the information is pragmatic, if it's practical, if it has utility, and if you're able to apply it in your everyday life, then it can become all the more retentive and the information can be converted into knowledge. You want the information to be converted into knowledge and be embedded in your neurons. By applying the knowledge, is all the more apt to be instantiated in the bowels of your mind, is all the more poised to solidify in the chasms of your mind, and is all the more apt to be retentive for years to come. You do not want it to elude you. You do not want it to perish from the bowels of your mind, so make sure that you apply it. If you shirk on applying it, then do not expect to retain it. So, having the knowledge to be able to maximize your productivity almost seems to be an insurmountable challenge, but it can be overcome. You are an autodidact. You can be a lifelong learner, and you can move your life in a forward moving trajectory. You never have to regress. You never have to succumb to stagnation. Always learn pragmatic, useful, practical knowledge that can redound to your benefit. And hopefully it can also render you all the wiser, to say the least. Let's move on. What is another challenge associated with maximizing your productivity? Well, another challenge associated with maximizing your productivity entails being able to sustain maximizing your productivity for a prolonged period of time, such as the remainder of your lifetime. Will you be able to perpetually sustain undergoing the requisite measures to maximize your productivity? Will you be able to do everything in your purview to undergo health optimization measures each and every day and not shirk on doing so? Will you have the self-discipline to do so? Will you be able to persevere? Will you have the temerity to divert your attention away from entertaining the notion of being unproductive? Will you be able to sustain embracing an abundance mindset? Will you be able to embrace sustaining having an optimistic outlook on life in spite of all the challenges that you may be able to foresee or envision impeding you in the pending future? Will you be able to sustain embracing a heart healthy, brain healthy, kidney healthy, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-glycation, antioxidant rich, nutrient dense, alkaline, raw fruitarian diet? Will you be able to sustain taking vegan supplements each and every day? Will you be able to sustain partaking in heart healthy exercises for the remainder of your lifetime? Will you be able to sustain partaking in quality deep sleep sessions for a prolonged period of time for the remainder of your lifetime? Will you be able to sustain resisting temptations? Will you be able to sustain abstaining from engaging in lollygagging? Will you be able to sustain refraining from engaging in boondoggle activities? Will you be able to sustain doing everything in your purview to preempt degrading, to avert compromising, to preclude ravaging your house? You'll be able to sustain ensuring that any robust artificial intelligences and automated processes that you outsource certain tasks to will be able to sustain performing those tasks. Another challenge appertaining to maximizing your productivity entails being able to handle a shift in your life. Can you handle a major paradigm shift in your life in which your lifestyle is revamped, in which you are able to manifest the quintessential version of yourself into reality? Can you live up to other people's expectations? Can you actualize your latent potential? Can you sustain handling the utmost best version, the utmost productive version, the utmost efficient version, the utmost best version of yourself? Can you sustain being the utmost knowledgeable, utmost confident, utmost competent, utmost adept, and utmost best version of yourself? Or will you be inclined to regress and falter? Will you be inclined to slump, to become a lesser version of yourself? Can you handle being able to be highly productive to the extent in which you become a dominant market competitor in the niche market that you compete in? Can you handle living a life as a quintessential version of yourself in which other people have high expectations out of you and in which they expect you to accomplish so much in so little time? Can you handle resisting temptations to slump into a lesser being? Can you handle your life being revamped and cope with the changes that come with maximizing your productivity? Or are you maladaptive and can you not accept anything beyond settling for insipid mediocrity? How much can you handle? How many responsibilities can you take on? How many expectations can you live up to? How many demands can you assuage? Not everyone is capable. Not everyone is able to tolerate such a paradigm shift in their lifestyle and in the way they live their life. Not everyone wants to be the utmost productive, utmost efficient, utmost best version of themselves. They may be too anxious and trepidatious of the notion of failure. And they may feel as though they are unable to live up to expectations that other people have set forth. So being able to handle being the utmost productive version of yourself and being able to live up to the highest possible expectations out of you from others is no easy feat. It's a challenge to make that major shift in your lifestyle. Can you make that major lifestyle adjustment, or will you slump and regress and relapse back into being a lesser being? You should do everything in your purview to make inroads towards success and manifest the quintessential version of yourself into reality. You want to be able to actualize your latent potential, maximize your productivity, and work as efficaciously as you can. You want to be able to be as productive as you can be. So work as efficiently as you can and do not neglect to do so. You can handle a lifestyle adjustment. You can handle more responsibilities. So overcome the challenges associated with maximizing your productivity. There's no easy feat, but they are surmountable. They can be overcome, and you can triumph over roadblocks that stand in your way to maximizing your productivity. Learn how to maximize your productivity, sustain being able to maximize your productivity, and embrace handling a revamped lifestyle in which you live your life as a quintessential version of yourself. You may not be well acclimated nor accustomed to doing so, but realize that it is possible. Embrace an abundance mindset, embrace an optimistic outlook on life, and know that you could accomplish your overarching goals and reach your higher aspirations and maximize your success if you are the utmost productive version of yourself. You want to be able to manifest the quintessential version of yourself into reality and perpetually cope with being that new individual and having this new lifestyle that was afforded to you as a result of being such a highly productive individual. So I hope that you found this video to be insightful and enthralling. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.